Bring a bucket and a mop. We are live.
Yes, good night. Thank you for tuning in to Peaches and Dream. Peaches is going to go over the topics that we're going to be covering tonight, and hopefully we can make this quick, right?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Let me go ahead and make the live uh
Public.
yes, God.
Public. If I ain't got no lipstick on my teeth and all that good stuff.
Okay. So we are live.
I gotta go share this.
Come on in the room. Ooh. Oh, I forgot. What are you sipping on? Already. Well, tell the people what you're sipping on.
I have some vodka and orange juice, and then I also have a Jello shot. This is actually vegan, believe it or not. I gotta get the name of the company.
You still got those Jello shots from the party?
Yes, we had a lot.
Those strong ass Jello shots.
And it's crazy because they're vegan, but apparently alcohol is vegan.
They were strong. So what I'm sipping on is
my bad. I'm pulling up the live so that I can share it, and the other phone was like really loud.
This live is brought to you by Colt 45.
I hear that. That's what my grandma used to drink.
Colt 45. Amen. Well, my daddy used to let me sip on when I was a baby.
What?
Yes, girl.
Your dad used to make you sip on that as a baby.
He didn't make me. He used to let me.
He used to let you because you wanted it.
Let me. All right, so
I'm trying to share the live.
Huh?
I said I'm just over here trying to share the live really quickly.
Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. Share the live. Share the live. And whoever's on here, whoever these 3 people are that are on here, share the live. Share the live. So we can get started on the topics. Okay, we are 2 minutes. And you tagged me 50 seconds in. Okay, so first topic. Let's just get this shit out the way because you don't watch Big Brother.
Big
Brother. Back in 2000, Big Brother started out as a social experiment that CBS was doing. They put 16 people in a house. I think it was 20. Started off at 20, and then it got cut down to 16 people. 16 people in the house to see how they would interact with each other. Mind you, this was in 2000. This was before 9/11. To see how they would react with each other, interact with each other, excuse me. And how do I put this? The host is still Julie Chen. Julie Chen's husband is actually the CEO of CBS. Now, her husband has had some sexual harassment accusers. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was last year because that's when the whole Me Too movement had started. So ever since then, I think she's standing behind her husband. And now every time she signs off on the show, she says, "I'm Julie Chen Moonves," because her husband is Les Moonves or something like that. So she never said that before, but that's beyond. So back to what the show was for. Like I said, the show started out as a social experiment. They've had so far 21 seasons. We are on the 22nd season. Everybody was tested for COVID before being let into the house. Now the house, they are locked into a house for 3 months. And each week, 2 people are nominated by a head of household that is won by a competition. 2 people are nominated, and 1 person is taken off the block if chosen by somebody who wins the power of veto, who vetoes one of the nominations. Now, if one of the nominations are vetoed, then that said person is taken off the block. If the veto was used, that person is taken off the block, and whoever is put in on the block to replace that person, one of those people are going to be voted out of the house, and that's how they get people out one by one. Every now and again during the season, they'll have a double eviction, so they'll have two HOH competitions.
Two HOH. What does that mean?
Head of household.
Oh,
The head of household
okay.
nominates the two people. Two HOH competitions to get another person out in one night. So two people go home just to get the numbers down. So, with that being said, during the seasons of Big Brother, there aren't a lot of people of color.
Okay.
The majority of the house is white. And when I say people of color, my favorite player other than Bailey is ℎ𝕗ser. ℎ𝕗ser came on the show back in 2000. When did ℎ𝕗ser come on the show? I think I was still in high school when ℎ𝕗ser came on the show. That, mind you, this was years ago. Now this season is.
Why he's so loud?
I don't hear them no more. Now
Yeah, because
this
he's not talking no more.
This season on the show is Big Brother All Stars. Now the All Stars, and this isn't the first All Star season. Now the All Stars is previous players of Big Brother who have been on the show before are back into the same house with other people that have been on the show before. So, with that being said, one person who has been on the show before, one all-star. His name is Memphis Garrett. He and another person in the house, like I said, there's not many people of color. Now this season, Memphis, we'll just put him off to the side. This season, there is ℎ𝕗ser. He's back on this season, but he got voted out. ℎ𝕗ser, Bailey, Davon, and David. ℎ𝕗ser is from the Middle East. I don't know what his nationality is. Bailey, Davon, and David are Black. That's it.
Okay.
They're the only people of color. That's it. So I don't know what's going on between Memphis and David, but somebody else in the house, his name is Cody. Cody is Italian. He's from New Jersey. Cody and Memphis were talking, and here is the video of what the hell is going on. Let me go ahead and turn it up so y'all be able to hear it, because you really got to listen to it. Okay, there we go. Hopefully this light won't be in the way.
Yeah, but like Danny is being manipulated this week, and like it's fighting
I can barely hear it.
Did you hear it?
Not really. It's kind of low.
It's like I have, and like it's like like Danny is being manipulated this week, and like it's fighting with somebody else. David is Nicole. But David took this to Nicole, right? And then goes, like, and then Nicole's like,
They show it from another angle.
I'm trying to read it.
David the what? What?
Okay, so that was kind of hard to tell. But what was going on, basically?
Okay, so what was going on was they were having a conversation about other people in the house. Now, what was caught on the live feed, because I subscribe to the live feed so you can watch online. And the live feeds, like I said, there's cameras and microphones all through the house. They don't have any cell phones. They don't have any TVs. They're cut off from everybody. All they have is each other and the game. So this guy Memphis, Cody brings up Cody brings up David's name, and he says, "Ah, David's a nigger," and he turns over in the bed. This
And
isn't
that
the
was broadcast on TV?
It wasn't broadcast on TV. They aired another episode tonight, and I haven't watched it yet because I literally just got off from work. So when we go off, I'll be able to watch it and see if they do air it, because now there's a petition on change.org trying to get Memphis out of the house because everybody else heard a racial slur. But as far as CBS goes, they released this statement. They released a statement saying, after close examination, it has been determined that a racial epithet was not said or uttered. CBS adds, hate speech will not be tolerated, and those who violate the policy will be removed from the Big Brother house. Big Brother fans are calling house guest Memphis Gear removed from the competition after some say they heard him drop the N-word in reference to a black competitor. During the after hours of the BBB Live Wednesday night, Memphis was having a conversation with Cody Calafiore about David Alexander, who is black. Many viewers who reacted on social media believe they heard Memphis say, "Dude, David's a nigger," before getting a hand signal from Cody to stop talking. Because Memphis didn't catch it at first. He just said it. That's how you know he says it outside of the house casually, because he didn't
But
realize
was this recorded? That's the part that, because I said it wasn't aired. Oh, so
it
where's
was
the
recorded
recording?
on the live feed, so the fans caught it. But it, whatever's shown on television, that's edited, except for eviction night when the eviction happens. So,
But remember when Kobe Bryant had died, and they said that lady, she said the Kobe Bryant and they said she was saying niggers, but she said nakers instead of. So I
Nakers.
was like, so I was wondering, what
Mm-hmm.
was it that
No, it
I
was
wanted to know
nigger.
how it happened.
It was nigger. It was nigger. This isn't the first major controversy of this All-Star season. This season of the popular CBS reality show. Last week, Memphis, along with house guest Christmas Abbott, who is another fucking racist in the house. We'll get to her later. Danny Briones and Nicole Franzel were caught mocking fellow house guests Ian Terry over his autism. Now, what happened was Memphis, he was talking to Nicole and Danny in the room, and he was talking about Ian, who has autism, but it's subtle autism. So what Ian does is he has self-soothing hand motions that calms his anxiety down. And what Memphis was doing was making fun of that, and he was saying how, oh, it gets on his nerves, and he was mocking what he does, and he does this in that manner. So this season isn't the only season where some more racist shit has happened. I think it was Big Brother 15, little white girl pageant. Little pageant white girl. I think she's from either Mississippi or Tennessee. I forgot where she's from. Little white girl who's a pageant hoe. Her name's Erin. She said something towards another house guest who was Asian at the time, Helen. Her name was Helen, and she was talking about how Helen was talking about how she didn't get any wine because the supply of the alcohol in the house was a little bit low that week, because those people in the house with some alcohol, some shit gonna pop off. So the network likes to keep the alcohol low. Helen was talking about how she didn't get any wine, and Erin, she goes, why is she doing all of that? Like, just shut up and go eat some rice. Like that. She said that. Now, Julie Chen, who is also Asian, when Erin finally got evicted, blew her up on the spot, because this is back when there's no studio audience this year. When Erin got evicted, she was booed when she walked out of the house. So, like I said, there's a whole fucking list of racial and just inappropriate incidents that have happened on this show that are not being addressed.
Basically addressed. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So as far as the Black people in the house, one is gone. It's been an overall theme that in the game of Big Brother, the Black people get voted out first. So Kaser is gone this season. Bailey just got voted out last week. Da'Vonne, she's hanging on by the skin of her teeth because she doesn't like it, but she has to make these people think that she's worth keeping around, because at the end of the game, the two people who are left in the house, the jury, who is the other house guest that got voted out, the jury votes on who wins $500,000.
Oh, so it's all for money. So that's
It's
what this is
all
about.
for money.
Because I didn't want to interrupt you because I was wondering, like, were they doing all of this because,
It is $500,000, and then the person who is sitting next to them in the final two, the winner gets $500,000, and the other person gets, I think, 50,000. And the favorite house guest gets 25,000, but the internet votes for that. So yeah. So I signed a petition to get Memphis out of there, but as far as CBS goes, they don't think anything inappropriate happened. So there goes another season of Big
because
Brother
they're
with
saying that it wasn't the N word. That's why I was like, I want to hear it. You gotta hear it for yourself.
Oh, TMZ got it all over their fucking website, and it's on bscott.com also. But girl, once I heard it from two different angles, I was like, he said David's a nigger, and then rolled over like, what? In this racial climate, are you fucking serious? But I can't be surprised. And when I said that Christmas, another white woman in the house, she's a fucking racist too. What she did was she nominated Da'Vonne and Bailey, the two Black females in the house. Now, Da'Vonne and Bailey, they were teamed up together to go to the end. Now, Christmas, her logic was, oh, I know that Da'Vonne is your day one, your ride or die or whatever. So that makes you two a threat. Those are not the two Black chicks are not the only two people who are paired up in the house. You have,
makes sense because you have to have a partner because at the end of the day, it's going to be at least two people, right?
exactly.
Yep.
But they're not the only two people paired up in the house. So why did you pick those two, the two Black females to nominate to get evicted, and then when one of them gets voted out? There's Danny and Nicole, Cody and Enzo, Cody and Tyler. There are multiple alliances. And here's, I just think just the racial undertones. Christmas is a part of an alliance, a 5-person alliance called the Committee. So the more people you have in your group, the more votes you have. So if you win head of household and you nominate two people who aren't on your side, then you have the votes to get those people out of the house. So I feel like they just ganged up on the people of color this season, just like they do any other season. You want one of the niggas out of the house? Well, you got it. And then there was a big argument where Christmas showed her ass. She was clapping her hands in Bailey's face. You know how disrespectful this shit is? And it took everything for Bailey not to. Bailey's from Missouri. It took everything for Bailey not to ram her foot up Christmas's ass. Like it was really bad. So it's probably a little bit too late for you to catch up on the show. But if you go on YouTube and look at the highlights of all the bullshit that's been happening this season, then yeah, you'll get into it.
First of all, it has to be bullshit and drama and messy for them to even want to put it on TV, because that's what's gonna get the views up.
But I would say the different thing about Big Brother is there's not a lot of, or any of that matter, there's no interference with the producers. Of course, they would have to step in just in case things might get a little dangerous between house guests, but it never got to that level. So this is literally just people from the outside world plucked and then put into the house and then left at their own devices. Like, what would happen? People's true colors
But
come
they
out.
don't get to go to the store and stuff like that. So they do their grocery shopping for them. So do they get to go
There,
outside in the pool? Do they have a pool and stuff and all that good
there's a
stuff?
pool, there's a backyard. Um, they're out in California. What I will say
So they
is,
basically quarantined, but for a contest. And then if you get kicked out of this quarantine, that means you ain't winning the money.
you ain't winning no money.
Mm.
So what has happened is they're out in California. They're on the CBS lot, but I don't know where this lot is because super fans of the show have driven up to the lot and yelled up over the wall secrets from the show that other house guests don't know. Like if this house guest over here if these two house guests over here are having a conversation and it's caught on the live feeds and the rest of the house doesn't know, oh, somebody's gonna get nominated or so and so said this or so and so said that. The super fans, what they've started doing is going up to the gate or the walls around the house and yelling, giving out information.
Mm.
Nicole and Cody are in an alliance together, blah 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 blah, just giving shit away. So now they've had to beef up security around the property just so shit won't be interrupted.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That people even know where the house is and they can go up to the
people know where the
house.
house because it's been in the same place for the past 20 years.
That's crazy. They should have been had security up there. People are not supposed to be able to come over there and yelling.
Yo,
Mm-mm-mm.
they've had look, and if they can't yell over the wall, there has been planes. Oh, it was one season where a plane, those planes with the banners with the phrases. One year, one of those banners said, "So and so is a snake. Da 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 da. Don't trust this person.
So
Fuck their game
somebody
all
really
up.
had time.
Fuck their
That's
game all up." But we
crazy.
didn't know if it was the network or one of the or a crazed fan who just wanted to get the message across.
It
People
could
used
be
to
one of
throw
their
stuff.
people. They could be like, oh, my people's on that show. Let me help them.
People
Some
used to
crazy
throw
shit
stuff
like that.
over
I don't
the
know.
wall. People used to throw stuff over the wall. It was crazy. It was it
That
was
is
it was, it
crazy.
was a mess. So yeah, that's my. If anybody watches Big Brother or doesn't watch Big Brother, go on YouTube and look at the highlights because it really is a mess. Like I probably shouldn't be watching that show because of the amount of racism between the house guests, but there's only been one black winner of that show after all these years.
That's interesting because I've never heard of the show. And it's called Big Brother, but it
Big Brother.
but I don't understand why though. What's the point
Why
of
it's called Big Brother?
yeah, do you know the reason behind the name? I'll be thinking about stuff like that. But yeah.
Because the government is called Big Brother. Big Brother is watching. There's cameras all on the street and shit, and cameras and microphones, and
So
you
when you say
know
on the streets, oh yeah, you were saying something about the block too. That's my last question about this. What block? You was like,
just up on the chopping block. Two
oh
people are
okay.
nominated to go home, so that's
I
it.
thought
Yeah,
you were like, cause in New York, our streets is called blocks. It'd be
the
like,
block.
yo, like maybe they had like a whole little neighborhood and shit, and they was, you got kicked off the block. Like, if you come on this block,
Nope.
you getting fucked up. Like,
It's
this.
it's just the house, the backyard, and the pool. That's all they have. That is literally all they have.
That's interesting. So they basically been quarantined.
Actually, they had to be quarantined 14 days before they entered the house. So they were pulled from
I'm
their
saying
family.
they're basically quarantined together because they're not going anywhere. They're not going shopping. They're
Hmm.
not going to the beach. They're not doing any. They're not
Nope,
socializing really, aside from
nope,
with each
nope.
other in that house.
They don't get any news until the network feels like it's okay for them to get
So
any
what did
type
they
of news.
discover as a part of the social experiment?
They were actually told they were airing during 9/11. They were told about 9/11, and one of the house guests lost her aunt during 9/11. It was a black
Okay.
lady. They were told about Trump being nominated. They were inside during election day, so they had to do absentee ballots. That was a whole mess. Yeah, they'll get little snippets of news from outside if it's big enough. Like, I don't think they'll be told about Cardi B filing for divorce. Yeah.
Speaking of which, that's gonna be. Hold on, we gotta keep remember. We on here for almost 25 minutes.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah,
because
yeah,
we gotta
yeah,
do
yeah,
this.
yeah. We got off track, but yeah, Big Brother, it's some bullshit. Next subject.
All right, so what we going into next? We could talk about that Andrew Gillum.
What, you got something to say about it?
No,
Because that
because
was
and I
supposed
want you to go ahead, and you know what I'm gonna do. No, I'm gonna come to.
that was
Go
supposed
ahead,
to be last. That was supposed to
cover
be
this.
last.
That's gonna be last. Okay, well then fine, make it last. What are you gonna do next?
I'll make it like it last. We're supposed to be talking about the two cops who were shot in California.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna definitely talk about that. So
Um,
basically, the two cops that were shot in California, and it's a situation where right now the shooter is unidentified or unknown, and apparently the president wants the death penalty whenever they do find the shooter. They also got like this huge reward. You know how much it is? They got a huge reward out for someone who can show who the actual shooter is. Mind you, the the police, from what I understood, were still alive, right? I knew they were in like critical condition, but are they still okay? Or
they're fighting for their lives, apparently. I'm trying to click on an article, but it's going slow as hell.
I really do hope that they make a full recovery. But then also at the end of the day, it's like, what about every cop that killed somebody's son? Why didn't they get the death
That's why
penalty?
I don't give a fuck.
Hmm.
But
That's what
I
I'm saying. Like,
can.
we live in a fucking world. All they do is manipulate the fuck out of us. They getting the whole death penalty when the cops who shot and killed people can't even get a couple of years behind bars. Like, what?
That's why whatever a little bit of article that I can read, the officers are in critical condition after being fired upon in their car in what authorities called an ambush. The gunman remains at large. Look, if I can hide that gunman like the Underground Railroad, I would.
I'd be like,
So I
nigga,
don't
come
give
over
a
here.
fuck.
Come over
Yeah,
here.
come on, niggers, and freedom on this side. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. And I don't think anybody in that neighborhood. I think they were sitting in Compton. Compton, nigga.
Honestly, I don't think it's right because it's still a human being, and if they didn't do anything to anybody, they didn't deserve it. That's the
You know, I
reality. But at the
I
same
think it's,
time, look at what we going through. I see both sides. I see both sides.
I understand
I
that's a
see both
human
sides.
being, but if you're a cop in this day and age, and I'm not saying that they have, but just being a cop, there's a lot of stigma with that. 9 times out of 10, you've seen some old dirty shit happen, and you probably just didn't do anything about it. You know, karma comes around in different type of ways, bitch.
Honestly, that's why I always try to be a good person at all times. I'm not going to sit here and ever say, oh, it's good for those cops because I don't know what those cops did. Now, God knows what those cops did. If that's their karma, that's their karma. I'm going to let that be that. But I do hope that they make a full recovery. That's what I have to say about that. Oh yeah, and then there was a
Um,
guy who was a black guy who was being sent death threats. They said that they posted his ID and his address, and they're sending death threats because they're accusing him as being the actual killer.
the
But I'm like,
wrong
aren't y'all supposed to be
person,
trying to get him alive so y'all can get that reward? Why are y'all sending death threats to this man? Because they
because
still
they did
gotta
that
be
shit on
proven
purpose.
guilty in the court of law.
Because
But
they did that
still,
shit on purpose. You're gonna tell me that you posted this innocent man's information all over the internet and didn't think anything was gonna happen, and then oops, sorry, we got the wrong information. No, he needs to sue the fire department. The not the fire
who
department.
released that though?
I think it might have been. I sent you the article.
Girl, you know I'm a skimmer. Now I gotta go read. Damn, the fuck.
Yeah, 'cause I'm trying to get on
I'm
my shit,
pulling it
and
up too.
it's not coming up.
Yeah, we being whole detectives over here. We about to crack a case. Stay tuned. Hello. I be liking to know the facts. I'm sorry. The social media. It doesn't say who started it. It seems like it says social medias began to share posts implicating Compton resident Daryl Hicks for the attack. Some of the posts included Hicks' driver's license picture, his home address, and license plate number. Let me see who posted. And it's crazy because they blurred out who posted it, but it was posted in this group called Lakewood, California Regional Crime Awareness Prevention and Safety Group. And they put a picture of him, his vehicle.
A 31-year-old mother and a 24-year-old male, both fighting for their lives. Deputies issued a dispersal order for unlawful assembly of a group of protesters who, according to police, were yelling anti-police statements and blocking the hospital emergency entrance and exits. But a male adult protester refused to comply, so I guess he was arrested. A female adult who was later identified as a member of the press did not identify herself as a person. Later admitted she did not have prior press class. Boo. So what I'm hearing from other outlets, I listened to the Craig Facts podcast. Craig is usually on the 5150 show, but I listened to Craig Facts also. Apparently the 31-year-old so-called mother, damn, I hope I'm not putting this on the wrong officer, but apparently there was an incident where she took a picture where a black person was being arrested, where she was laughing. Somebody caught something where she was laughing. And damn, if I could just get the story.
But she was, you know what I do not like about people, and I be feeling like we
That's why a lot of
definitely need
people
to
just
do
don't give
better.
a fuck. A lot of people
Like
don't
they'll
give
say like, oh yeah, a black guy was getting arrested and she was laughing. Now was she laughing at the black guy getting arrested, or in the midst of it she probably zoned off into another shit and had some type of joke and then laughed, and then people like, oh shit, she's laughing and that man is getting arrested. And that's
That's
why I
not
don't
the
be
time.
understanding. Because it's crazy because it could be a situation and I be thinking about like, when I'm with certain people, especially like my husband, we could be in a serious ass situation. My husband gonna find a way to make a joke out of some shit. And you won't crack a laugh even though it's a fucked up situation. So I wonder like if it's a situation where she got sidetracked, or does it look like like what was she laughing at? So I know the complaint is, or the big thing is that the fact that she's laughing while a black man is getting arrested, right? Or is it something else?
Oh, they were both shot in the head.
What?
Yeah, they were both shot in the head. I can't find anything backing up the story about the female cop, but at the end of the day, I still don't give a fuck. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I did hear some uncoverings about the Los Angeles police departments. Have you heard of um these white supremacist groups or clubs within the Los Angeles Police Department? Like the
Mm-mm.
Vikings and
I know nothing about California. I've never been to California a day in my life, and the only thing I know about California is Los Angeles. But I don't know. I've never been
FBI
there.
investigates groups within the Los Angeles Police Department.
But I'm not surprised. But it's crazy because I was watching a movie. I don't know if they was in Los Angeles, but it could have been. But it was a movie where the police was basically corrupt. What was it called? I think it was called Blue Police or Black and Blue. I
Shit,
think it
which
was called Black
one?
and Blue. I was like, I think it really was called Black and Blue. Oh, and Tyrese was in it too. So if y'all know
Oh
the
yeah,
movie,
yeah, 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 yeah.
that's it.
I think it was Black and Blue or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
when the cops was corrupt, like she was a rookie, and then her partner told her to stay in the car. She ended up witnessing some corrupt shit, and they tried to kill her. Mind you, she's the police officer. So, you know, you got some crooked cops out there. Like it's crazy. I'm not surprised that you have to keep in mind that these people are human beings, and we within our families, within the people we come across in our daily lives, within our friends, we come across some fucked up motherfuckers. These fucked up motherfuckers are the same motherfuckers that clean up well for an interview, clean up well enough to put a badge and a gun on his waist, and you know, but they're still fucked up individuals at the end of the day. Just because they're a police officer, that doesn't mean they're a good person at heart.
Oh,
You got
please.
some people with some good ass jobs that's just fucked up ass individuals. So I'm not surprised that there's a lot of corruption within the police system and within the justice system because they kind of go hand in hand, like for real, for real.
Oh, the banditos. That's what it's called.
The who?
Oh my God. One group is called the Vikings and the other group is called the Banditos. A
For
new
real?
lawsuit, yes, a new lawsuit describes a violent gang in LA County. Its members are deputy sheriffs.
Whoa.
As
They
concerns
gang
over
banging.
as concerns over police misconduct and use of force have drawn increased national attention in recent years, activists have argued that a key part of the problem is the ability for officers to shield one another from accountability. But
That's
in
crazy.
California, critics of the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department have been faced with a unique version of the issue, the existence of what has been called deputy gangs. Cliques of officers who allegedly engage in violent and potentially criminal behavior while protecting their members and clashing with other law enforcement officers. These groups have reportedly been around in some form or another in Los Angeles County since the 1970s. Black Panthers,
They
the
have
Bloods, and the
movies
Crips.
about this shit. That's the crazy part. I'm like, all of this shit is in movies. Like, that's exactly what, and it's crazy because I just saw that movie. Like, we had a movie night the other night, like a couple of weeks ago, and I saw that movie, and I'm here thinking, I'm like, shit like this probably happened in real ass life, and we don't like, because everything, even like the coronavirus, when that first came out, they showed a movie from China, this Japanese or Asian movie, and they were talking, and they was like, it's called coronavirus. It's very deadly. You know, like they talk about this shit in movies. Like, why are we surprised?
It's a coincidence because just like there are so-called gangs, the way they want to perpetuate gangs outside, like the Latin Kings or the Bloods of the Crips. Mind you, this is LA, and I don't think
Mm.
LA is the only place where this is happening neither. Or the Black Panthers, or whatever. They have their own gangs that they
Right.
can band together within the force. Also, back to the article. Many of the deputy cliques share common features. Here, hierarchical
Don't worry,
structure,
girl. Don't worry about it. We'll look it up on Google.
intensive recruitment, hazing of younger officers, and the resistance of outsiders. One of the features that has been most commonly cited is tattoos. Just like the KKK, if you're within a gang, if you're within this group, then you need some type of symbol or anything that'll differentiate you from everybody else, but make shows that you're
It's
part of this
called
group.
branding you, right?
Yeah,
When you
branding.
brand.
But you know what?
They used to do that to us back in the days as slaves. They used to do that to the animals. Some people
But
still
you
do that to the animals.
but you know what? It's a lot of organizations that do the same. Girl, these frats. Actually, the only frat that I've seen do that is Omega Psi Phi.
I don't know nothing about frats. I never understood them. I'm like, what's the purpose of them? Like, are they
The black
gangs?
the black fraternity. The black Omega Psi Phi is the only frat that I've seen actually brand their own, but I'm pretty sure there are other
But what is the
brotherhood
purpose of for? I don't need. Maybe I need to go on Google for that. But I never understood like fraternity and what is it? Sorority
sororities.
and what's the other one? Fraternity,
Yeah.
frat. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I never
well,
understood what those were.
if it's among black people in the collegiate standpoint, it's the Divine Nine because there are 9 frats and sororities that represent us. So,
That
um,
I'm actually gonna look into that because I be seeing people, you know, where they AKA, right? The alpha stuff like
AKA
that.
AKA Delta Sigma Theta, Sigma Gamma Rho, Zeta Phi Beta,
All of that.
Uh,
I don't even never know what none of them did. I used to be looking at them like, what makes them so special? What do
Stop.
you guys do? Is that a gang? I don't want to be a part of that. What do y'all do? I used to be like that, but now at this point in my life, I'm like, maybe I need to look into it and research it and understand it. But I'm like, just to get a better
Um,
understanding.
Phi Beta Sigma, Omega Psi Phi.
You know, it's interesting because they all seem to have good hearts, though. That's one thing I'm gonna say. Like, when you come in contact with those
Girl,
people, they're good people. They got connections for days. I'd be like, bro,
girl,
Illuminati. No, I'm joking.
stop. Oh no, it's not
I'm
like that.
joking.
But I tell
I'm
you,
joking. But they do be blessed. I honestly could say that. Like, I could promise
it
you that.
seems like a good networking opportunity.
For
Um,
real, they be knowing people.
I think I stopped at Kappa Alpha Psi, the red and white,
No, no,
the
no.
Kappas, Phi Iota Mu, and I feel like I'm leaving one out. I think I am leaving one out. Phi Beta Sigma.
And I couldn't tell you which one it was because I barely knew AKA. AKA is easy to remember because it's AKA, right?
And here's the thing, Kamala Harris is an AKA.
That's interesting. See, woo, yeah, they good people. Cause I got a few coworkers and I see the AKA on their drivers, like on their, and I got my coworkers are decent people. I like the company I work for. We get good people. So, they good people for real, for real.
Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega. I think I know I left one out. I know I left one out. Alpha Phi Alpha. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. Now, when if you're not in any of those sororities and fraternities, you cannot perpetuate. Like they go hard for their frat or their sorority. Like they might take
Hmm.
somebody else who want to beat your ass.
Right. That's how I was like, to me, sometimes it be seeming like a whole gang because I used to wonder, like I used to wonder, but I never actually took it upon myself to do my own research. But I'm thinking back to it, I'm like, yeah, I have seen a few AKAs around my company, and they really are good people. They be having them connects. For real, for real.
Oh wow.
I
But yeah,
do.
we can't. Well, because I am attending an HBCU, Johnson C. Smith. So have had a couple of interactions with a couple of sororities. I'm not going to speak on the sororities, but I will say anytime that I have been on campus, I have always had a gentleman help me with my books or whatever I'm carrying. They hold doors open, and it's always one fraternity, Omega Psi Phi. So it's
Oh, they
really
seem
fun.
like men with some integrity and all of
Yeah,
that good stuff. That's good
yeah,
because these guys nowadays, they don't know how to do the simple stuff. They don't, and they don't know how to just be gentlemen.
yeah. And
They really don't.
I always seem to run into an Omega man. So, ooh, girl, hopefully I'm married one. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Anyway, yeah, back
Speaking
to
of
these
marriage,
games. What happened?
nothing. We need to
Oh,
start talking about
Cardi
Cardi
B.
B.
Yeah, let's get into Cardi B because this whole gang shit, gang. These cops and these
Gang,
gangs,
gang, hey,
I think they just made up their
hey.
own little bullshit frat inside of these police departments so they won't be left out. So fuck them. Anyway, go ahead.
Press, 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 press. Dumb cops don't
No,
need no more press.
you doing it wrong. You doing it wrong.
Excuse me.
Pets. Honey don't need no pets. Honey put bulletproof vest. Pop, this too, bitch. Pop, this too, bitch. Ding dong.
Must be the new whoop that I ordered.
Ordered.
Daughter.
But you're gonna see.
What's the weather for? Hey. All right, let's talk about this. So, as you guys may know, I'm a married woman, and my marriage is far from perfect, so I ain't gonna speak on nobody else's marriage too much.
I'll speak on it.
You go ahead and speak on it, and then I'm gonna basically give my viewpoint as a married woman and how I feel like what some of the issues they might be experiencing that might be leading up to this divorce. And being that it's not finalized, I'm gonna pray that they repair their relationship and heal their relationship because I don't see why people get married to get divorced. Like it doesn't make sense. I mean, you got it. Go ahead, you go, because I'm up to.
Well, it has been determined. Excuse me, girl, I'm fucked up. Girl, it has been determined or proven, or I saw the court records. TMZ, they'll get any fucking thing. I saw the court records
I mean,
where
it's public document. It's public records. Marriages and divorces, they're public records, so anyone can get it. So you got people, and hold on, pause. It amazes me that people are really consistently looking and checking public records to see who's filing for divorce. I mean, I get
well,
it because they gotta get
well,
paid,
here's
but I'm like, damn, do they have any sympathy? If I was getting a divorce, I wouldn't want it all out in a whole live world like that.
well, here's the thing. I don't think that this was the case. Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked says that
Mm-hmm.
he knows somebody who's in the Atlanta court system, and
Okay.
that person whistle blew their business. So when you're a blogger and you want the tea and you want to get news first, Atlanta and LA is where a lot of um celebrities live. So if they get married there, they're going to get divorced there. So when they file, a lot of people are
But
going to
wait, they
say,
don't live in New York City though. For some reason, I thought Cardi lived in New York City.
no, she's from New York.
She don't live
Court,
there.
no, she don't. No, she don't live there. I don't
Oh,
think
I
she
didn't
has
know that.
property there, but her family's still there.
Okay.
They moved down to Atlanta, because of the baby and everything, and Atlanta's a hot area. But because when I saw one of her interviews for WAP, she did mention that they spent a lot of time in LA because of the back and forth. So they spent most of their time in LA. Plus, that house that they bought down in Atlanta, did you see that big ass house that they bought down in
I
Atlanta?
did. I'm gonna talk about like because I don't really follow up to celebrities like that, but I did see the big house. I
Well,
did. I saw it.
somebody leaked that address, so there was a lot of security issues with that also. So they haven't even. I don't think they've even moved in. If they did, like it's not even like you have enough money to buy homes, but you can't really call a place home because you just don't have any fucking privacy.
That's the thing. That's why you get somebody that's a nobody that you close to and be like, yo, look, sis, get this house in your name, and I'm gonna give you the bread. Just get the house in your name, and I'm gonna live there. That's how they gotta do. But it's so crazy. Like thinking about this. I read a newspaper article the other day where they talked about the presidents and how the presidents have secret names that they answer to. That's not really their names, but and they put the secret names in the article, and I'm like, isn't it supposed to be a freaking secret name? What's the point of it being a secret name if y'all telling us what the secret name is? So if
Isn't
they
that
say
the whole
Donald.
point? Isn't that the whole point of the Secret Service?
That's what I'm saying. So they're like, oh, I don't, even Barack Obama and even the kids, they had secret names and they put the names there. So I'm like, even with Trump, they put his secret name, I think. And I'm like, so say, for example, if it's a situation where Trump is there and if
His
somebody says the
secret
secret
name is
name, if
Cheeto.
anybody that saw that article is going to know, they talking about Trump ass. Like, what the fuck is the secret? How y'all put all this information so public that the whole world could see it? The whole
His,
world could see it.
his secret name is Cheeto. But
It's not a WhatsApp status that you went and put on private, somebody probably. But even still, why would you still want to talk about that particular thing as a secret name, particularly a secret for a reason? Now, if
but
it was your own personal secret name that applies to you as it pertains to you and your situation, then you could talk about it. But they've had a whole newspaper article talking about what the former president's secret names was. Anywho,
back to Cardi's divorce.
That's what they need to do. They need secret names. Long story short. Go ahead, my bad. I went off on a whole
Yeah,
new tangent.
her name sounds like a damn witchcraft spell.
Hmm.
Belcalis, Belcalis Almazar. What's her last name? Her maiden name, at least. Belcalis Almazar. Some old crazy witchcraft girl. Well, I'm not gonna say it's witchcraft, but it's long as hell. And then
It's Hispanic too, right? It's Hispanic and
Offset's
something
legal
else.
name is Kiari Cephas. Nigga,
Mm,
what?
that's what his parents named him.
So anyway, these two crazy long name having motherfuckers. Um, Cardi, she filed for divorce earlier this week. I want to say maybe it was 2 or 3 days ago. I tagged you in the article when we
You
found out.
did.
She has
Oh
her good.
yes, somebody said she's remember. So when you first tagged me in it, come to think of it, my first initial thoughts was okay, she has an album coming out or something is happening as to why this is happening because a lot of the times that's the case. Because this happened before, right? Where they said she was
I
about to
don't.
divorce him.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's the whole publicity stunt angle.
I don't
I
think
really,
so. I'm
I
a Go ahead.
I really do think that not at some point, but that she does still love Offset, but he just will not act right. Like ever since after we heard that Cardi was pregnant or Culture had between that time and when Culture got here and even afterward, it's just been rumors on top of rumors. His baby mamas coming out the woodwork, spilling his fucking business, stuff that Cardi never even knew. And then Summer Bunny, that was in one of Takashi 69 music video. She comes out with an apology video crying, admitting that she slept with Offset while, of course, when in their marriage. Like he just got too much shit with him.
It's crazy because, but my thing is that I don't understand why she would come out crying. She should have just took that shit to her grave. Like stuff like that makes no
It was
sense to me.
already out because another video hoe or
Uh,
Instagram hoe,
she could have
you
did
know,
all that shit. Took that shit
text
to her
message,
grave
text
because it's
messages
like
and DMs.
now if Cardi reached out to her woman to woman, it would have been up to her to talk to Cardi directly in private to tell Cardi what's going on. But for her to actually announce it to the world, it's like now you hurting like you just fucking up everything, making things even worse. You understand?
Well, here's the thing: it takes two to tango. So, who made it worse in the first place? Was it Offset or was it Summer?
Offset had no business doing that, but at the same time, it's like
If he hadn't cheated, these bitches wouldn't have any type of leverage on him.
I get what you're saying. You absolutely right because a lot of the times, especially when you get in your feelings, you're gonna do stuff that you normally wouldn't have done. So I get like she probably wanted to tell like whatever her reason was for going public. She felt like she had to clear the air. The truth is the truth, and I could respect it. However, I feel like in a situation like that, when you're coming now, if Cardi was coming out saying she was cheated on, I can understand Cardi because she's the one who felt the hurt. This is someone that's coming out and saying, "Oh yes, bitch, I basically slept with your man, but tears in my eyes, I'm crying. I'm sorry, girl, forgive me. I slept with your nigga." That's what it's like, but it's public. It's not. It's like it's not a genuine woman to woman thing. You understand?
Now, Summer Bunny now, it's been put out there that she is currently pregnant. Now, what the blogs was trying to say is,
Say is that he probably got her pregnant, right?
yeah, which is wrong. She's pregnant by a basketball player.
Mm. Because the thing about it is that Cardi went live for what from what I came across, Cardi went live and announced that there's no baby. That's not the reason why. Because a lot of people were trying to say like, this is how this guy, he made a very valid point. He was like, how it's a situation where you have to think about it, right? You have this Cardi is doing like her best, like she's one that's striving. This guy was like, she's sitting down talking to fucking Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders, and you got fucking Offset that's at the goddamn strip club. So basically,
Yeah,
when you think about where they are in life and what they're trying to do in life, like they not compatible. And the thing about it is that they could be compatible if Offset would be the bigger person and be like, you know what, let me try to change my life around. Let me try to be a better husband. Let me try to be a better father. Let me try to just be a better overall person. Like a lot of the times, that's why relationships get fucked up because the person don't want to be the well. It takes two of them to be the bigger person. But even if one person is like, okay, I'm going to be the bigger person, but if the other person is just sitting there doing whatever the fuck they want to do, then you either going to sit back and put up with it, or you're going to be like, you know what, let me get this divorce because we are not compatible and you're not trying to change and I can't force you to change. So I think that's the type of situation because you see how they also, tying it back to her lyrics where she's like, oh, I don't cook and I don't clean, but I still got the ring. But now she's going through a divorce. But keep in mind, she's divorcing him. He's not divorcing her.
with
So
her.
clearly she has an issue with him. And it's fucked up because guys, they'll stay with a woman and they just want to they basically want to have their cake and eat it too. So it's not, they're not going to be running, jumping, skipping, putting the time and energy and effort to deal with a divorce, but they still going to be out doing they fucked up shit. And then when they girls say something to them, they just be like, oh, you're complaining. Another thing that they were saying is that Cardi was like how she don't feel like she's getting the attention from her nigga, which a lot of guys are like that. They meet you, they give you all this love and affection and time and attention and all of this in the beginning, and then next thing you know, they start to take all of that away, and then next thing you know, they take it away from you, but you see them doing it with other bitches. So how does it make you feel as a woman? You
And
understand?
here's my thing: it's during a pandemic. We're
And a
quarantined. We're
fucking
all supposed to be
pandemic.
stuck in a house. What the fuck are you doing that you can't spend time with your wife?
That's what I'm saying. And it's not even that. The thing about it is that it's like with them, like men have their own like ulterior motives, whatever the case is, but you cannot force a guy to, be a grown up and do what he's supposed to do and be responsible and all of this stuff. My bad. I'm looking away from the camera because I was doing something. But yeah. But I just feel like for her, like knowing who she is, like she's proud of her. Like I watch her, like the videos I came across, I seen Cardi B, like for her man birthday, she did this, she went all out and she recorded the video, she put it on Facebook. It's like she's showing that she takes care of her nigga. And I don't know what he does for her, but I do know that I've seen her show stuff like that. Like she's one to show like she's willing to, to take, she seems very nurturing, she seems very clingy too, because oh yeah, there was a statement that Offset's father put out. Basically, he was saying that it was in the video that you sent me, and I did my homework. Yes, he was basically
Oh,
yes, he was basically saying that how Cardi and Offset have a toxic ass relationship. Is Offset 25? Because
those are some kids. Those are some kids.
that's what I'm like. He's a baby, like he's young, and like even
And
like
he and if I didn't know his age, I knew that he's still a fucking Jody ass little boy. Because did you see that video? It's some little mini video that went viral. He was
oh,
on
he's
live,
28 now. That's crazy. I think because the
but they were
statement that
just
they said.
25 when they got married. Met when they were 24.
So
Like
that's when they've been
they're
having issues for years then clearly.
they're already too young. Like you shouldn't thinking about getting married until to your after 30. But it was a video that went viral. I think he was on live and he was playing his video game, but he was on live on another device, but he had his phone. Cardi walked into the room and whatever he was doing on his phone, he tried to hide his phone and she tried to take it from him. Like, what are you doing?
Alive.
Yes, girl.
So yes,
That
so
that
clearly they
that
had
was
issues, but go ahead.
that's I'm just saying that says a
Yeah,
lot.
I did
That
tell
says
them.
that says a lot. Like if you gotta hide your phone when I come into the room, what is it that you don't want me to see? That's why I hate when
Exactly.
niggas get all bent out of shape. Like, why you gotta be looking through my phone? I ain't got nothing to hide. What's in your
Let's
phone?
talk about that real quick. Yes, because the guy that I was talking to before my husband, and he used to be like, "Oh, that's whatever's in my phone is my privacy. That's my privacy." I'm like, "What is it that you got in your phone that you hiding?" Because with me, it's like I don't really have anything to hide. Like I don't mind if my man sees what's in my phone, but what I'm realizing is that people are so fucked up. Most people, to where a lot of people are gonna agree and be like, "Oh yeah, my phone is private. I don't want motherfuckers to see it," and that's because deep down inside, they probably be doing shit that they have no business doing. Me, I'm the type of person where I don't mind if my man looks at my phone. Because it's like, yeah, I can't sit here and say, like, okay, like, guys flirt with me. He gonna see me telling these niggas politely, niggas, I'm married, you know? Like, even when me and my husband are not on the best terms, you're gonna see me respectfully telling motherfuckers I'm married. And that's just woman shit. Because as much as you hear Offset out there cheating, you don't hear shit about Cardi cheating though.
No,
You don't hear shit about her
no.
cheating back on his ass. Shit about it. And that's because when us as women, like a lot of people don't ever understand that we be willing to work with our niggas and we don't want a new nigga. We just want our nigga to find himself and to basically realize like he has to do better. Like it's nothing wrong with with getting
Here's
him.
my thing. I don't want to deal with you if you gotta find yourself and realize that you need to do better. You need to do that before you even come and talk to me.
You right. You are absolutely right. But even if it's a situation where you have to keep in mind, once you are already married, you have to be willing to work with that person. And if that person is willing to put in the effort to make the improvements, like what the father was saying is that they
I
have drug
understand. I
issues.
understand. Everybody has flaws and all that, and all this, relationship shit. But I'm not gonna deal with cheating. I'm not gonna deal with cheating. I cannot deal with cheating.
I
Like
can't deal with
if
cheating
you
either, but
cheat,
I'm gonna let you know there's worse issues than cheating. You could be with somebody and they don't know how to communicate effectively, and that's an issue in itself because now every communication is either an argument or no communication, or like so you have to
look,
understand.
those things can be worked out, but you cheating, I can't get past that.
Yeah, honestly, those things can be worked out if the person wants to work on it. Like, but Offset,
Because
like
communicating effectively, like with the steps. If I'm when I'm married to somebody,
the
when Alexis,
communicating effectively is important. Listen to this.
when,
They said that Cardi B was talking about an incident where Offset had cheated on her or whatever. They said Offset sat there and didn't say nothing. A real man's supposed to be like able to sit down like Will and Jada. They sit down, they talk about what happened. This is what happened. He said when he's his two piece, she said her two piece. But he just sat there. It's like he
and
clearly, and that's because go ahead.
that's what burns the fuck out of me. How the hell you gonna step out and then not have shit to say for yourself? Speak,
That's
nigga.
because clearly they don't care. It's like they
You don't
basically, you
care.
know, it's like this. You're gonna run into a lot of people that's doing shit wrong, but then they so unapologetic about what they're doing because they see nothing wrong with what they're doing. Guys are taught that, oh yeah, if you got all these bitches, then you the baddest you the baddest nigga. If you could pull all these bitches, then you the fucking baddest nigga. So all
And
they taught is to run.
why do men feel validated by having bitches?
That's the thing because that's what they're taught their whole life by most of these people, like most of the hood
But
niggas
shouldn't
growing
this
up.
generation have enough sense to know that that doesn't validate you as a man. You are not a man
The
if
thing is
you
that
have.
I know it, you know it, my mama know it, but I don't think everybody know it.
No, I need somebody with a mature mind. Like I said, when Alexis is married, there needs to be growth between both of these individuals. There is a union, we are one, but if we're not growing as a person and then growing together, then what the fuck are we doing? He makes me better, I make
That's what
him
I'm
better. So what
saying.
the fuck are we doing?
Exactly. Preach, sis.
And
That's what I'm saying. So
when I say growth, you should have grown out of that cheating stage years before I even came along. That is something that I
hold
cannot
up, pause.
fucking
This is
tolerate.
one of the things.
Somebody
Pause.
will be
Wait.
dead and I will
Pause.
be in
Wait.
jail.
Here's the thing. I totally get what you're saying. And me, I don't condone cheating none at all because I like, and I'm not a cheater. I don't like the feeling of being cheated on, and so I don't cheat on nobody, right? But the thing about it is that you have to understand we live in this world where that's what guys thrive off of is trying to see how many bitches they can pull, how many females they can pull, how many women they can pull. There's not a lot of guys with integrity nowadays, unfortunately. But the thing that doesn't sit well with me is that couples that are so quick to give up on their relationship. Like Cardi B and Offset is having issues. The father said, and mind you, in the post that I think it was Nick at Night. I like her. Keep sending me her shit. I think I'm subscribed actually. But yeah, she basically what she was basically saying is like when you actually think about it. No, it was one of her. I think it was one of the callers. I gotta think about it. Did you watch it?
Yeah, and I don't like how she was subliminally talking about Lovely T too.
Who's
Did you
Lovely
catch
T?
that?
No, I missed. I probably didn't get that far, but I was listening to the actual
It was
callers.
at
I
the
don't want to.
beginning, Weenie.
Lovely T with what?
She didn't say Lovely T's name, but she was talking about. I don't. Did I
The
see what Lovely T?
blogger. The
The
blogger.
blogger. She
What
was
did she say
referring
though?
to
You got. I
her
know
as
what
the
you're talking about,
blogger. I
but I
did
didn't know
see
who the person
Lovely
was.
T live. I did because
But
here's
what?
the
What did
thing:
she say?
Cardi B and Lovely T, they DM each other. They talk.
Okay.
And a lot of people were saying that Lovely T is on Cardi B's payroll because what these celebrities do is they pay bloggers to put them in a good light on their
Mm.
platforms. So what they're trying to say is Cardi B, she reached out to Lovely T and tried to give her some information to put on Lovely T's channel to make Cardi look a certain way, or spin her story a certain way, or make her story look a certain way. So that's what ℍ𝕗𝕢𝕐 was hinting at. She was saying Cardi B contacting this particular blogger whom I've been at odds with about her story, trying to make her story seem a certain way. And
I
I
get what
noticed
she's
that when
saying. I know what you're talking about. But yeah, go ahead.
ℍ𝕗𝕢𝕐 was, explaining, she was like, I I see what celebrities put out there, but I don't believe what they put out there. Like, she kind of like tries to read between the lines. Like, whatever they put out there is just a part of their story or what they want us to know. But she feels like her gift of discernment, she has a whole nother way of looking at certain things. And that's why she called bullshit on Cardi B connecting with Lovely T, because she's trying to say that Lovely T, is, just behind Cardi, but Lovely T on her live, she mentioned that she knows that people talk about her like that, and that she looks at Cardi B as a little sister, and whatever she'll say to Cardi B, she'll say on live, she'll say it to Cardi B's face. She'll say whatever she thinks Cardi B needs to um, whatever Cardi B needs to hear, as far as, the right thing to tell her from woman to woman, not like on an opportunist or a clout chasing clout chasing point of view. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's too many yes people around these fucking celebrities. So that's what Lovely T is trying to get at. But yeah, I saw that. I caught that shit. I caught that
Yeah,
shit.
but here's the thing though, because you see how she was basically saying how it's just, I get what ℍ𝕗𝕢𝕐 was saying, because I think she said she had a falling out with the lady, what's the name, the other blogger, because the blogger put something out about her that
Lovely
wasn't
T.
true.
Lovely
Yeah, she
T.
said Lovely T put something out about ℍ𝕗𝕢𝕐. So that's, I think she
Now
was talking
that
bias.
that I didn't see. I'm gonna have to
She's
research
but isn't
that.
that what she said though? Isn't that what she
That's
said?
what she said. She said she didn't
Okay.
know who her baby daddy was. I'm like, damn, when did
And
Lovely
she
T
was
say
like, it's
that?
messed up for her to sit there, because she was like how the girl said, oh yeah, she was just dragging her. She was like, I consider, because I could relate. Me, I'm the type of person, if I'm ever in an argument with somebody, if I ever put something out there about you, it's going to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And at the end of the day, I'm only going to speak about it if it impacts me directly. I'm not going to sit there and then start writing on the internet, oh, Peaches was talking about this person and da 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 da. I'm not going to talk about that because it has nothing to do with me. So with her going for ℍ𝕗𝕢𝕐 and then talking about that situation, and it wasn't true. Then say for example, if it was true, she couldn't say shit because it's the truth. Like say for example, you know how that girl came out and she came and she released the truth saying she had sex with, Offset? It's the truth. The truth hurts sometimes, you understand? But it's the
Mhm.
truth. That's why I was like, I can't be, I could feel a way that the girl didn't just address Cardi in private, because at the end of the day, as a wife, me as a wife, the last thing I want is for the whole world to know I was cheated on before I know. You understand? So, but like I said, the truth is the truth. So if the truth is leaked, the truth is still the truth. You understand? Now, if somebody goes out there and she starts saying she had sex with Offset, but it really wasn't true, now that would be some fucked up shit, right? Because it's not true. So I
Yeah,
get what
and
Nia Knight was saying, like how the girl, she kind of was biased towards Lady T. That's what you said her name was, right? Lady T. I'm so
Lovely
bad with
T.
Lovely T. I'm bad with names. I'm horrible. That's why I couldn't be no school teacher. I got two kids, and I be calling them one the other name. No, you know. I be the same shit because one name is Empress, one name is Queen. I be like same shit, right? So whether I call you Empress or Queen, you know I'm talking to you.
Does this, one of her boobs is higher than the other, but does this look like
What?
a happy couple to you? Does this look like a happy couple to you?
Honestly, I really wouldn't know what a happy couple is because people have different personalities. Like say for example, my husband, he's not one to really want to jump and run and take pictures. Like he's not that type of person. So
I
he doesn't really take
understand that
pictures.
she's a celebrity, and
But he's a celebrity. They're
a
both
lot of people
celebrities.
a lot of people are trying to connect the whole WAP song and what she said in a song with her
I don't
divorce.
understand why they doing that. It's oh my God, that's what they talked about in that live video, and they couldn't think of a reference, but I got a perfect reference. What they were saying is that a lot of people was holding Cardi B to her lyrics, like, oh, she just dropped this wet ass pussy song. Oh, she's supposed to be a wife. Rah, 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 rah. Why she getting divorced? Mind you, for one, like I said, she's divorcing the nigga, and then like, come on, like at the end of the day,
It
nah.
may not explain why, she's getting divorced, but your wet ass pussy didn't stop him from cheating. A
But they
cheater is gonna
basically
cheat.
trying to tie the lyrics into the reality when it's crazy because okay, this is the example. I always go off on a tangent, but this is the example I wanted to make. You know how it's guys that's out there that raps about murdering people, do you think they really murdered somebody? And if they did, shouldn't that motherfuckers be in jail? And there's a lot of rap songs about, oh, I'm gonna pull up on your crib and shoot up your daughter. And like, it's a lot of shit. Like, you laughing, but I'm telling you. And even like, it's crazy because a lot of reggae songs, they be like, reggae songs, they be telling you how they murdered the motherfuckers. And it's crazy because the justice system in Jamaica ain't shit. So they probably really killed somebody that way, put it in a song, but then it's not being pursued. People think it's, oh yeah, it's just lyrics, it's just lyrics. But I'm like, who the fuck sits there and be like, oh yeah, pull up on your crib and shoot up your like who thinks of doing shit like that aside from evil motherfuckers? Like that's the thing. You get what I'm saying, right? So
Yeah.
but people, so what I'm saying is that all of these rappers that talk about killing people, like people not holding them to their lyrics, and if they really were, they should probably be in jail right now. So that's why I think it's so silly that people are trying to judge Cardi and to be like, oh, bitch, you supposed to be having that wet ass pussy that keeps you with the ring. Like, no, just understand her music is her music. Her music is her music. It's what makes her money.
And she
And
don't
then
even
like I
write her and she don't even write her damn music.
the
So
crazier part is that if this really, like I said, I don't think that people would play games within their relationship because me as a woman, married woman, there's no amount of money, no amount of type of publicity. Like, even if I had the spotlight, that would make me want to go and file a whole live divorce. This way I could just get out hype off my music and my album. Because people are taking her divorce and tying it in her to her song. So now people going to listen to the song that ain't never heard the song before.
her
You understand?
song, her song and her image, because I heard a nigga mention on one of those podcasts. How can you want to be looked at as a female or a wife to be respected, but you out here showing your assets and you don't, it doesn't seem like you respect yourself. You're making songs about your ass cracking your pussy and get your titties out all over social media. Your titties and your ass all over social media.
Honestly, me personally, I'm not that sexual, but I know people that some people are really nudists. Some people don't really see nothing wrong with just being naked, with showing it's like some people really they see it as innocent. They see nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Like I said, I've seen people that I know in Jamaica, like they really be posting pictures of them breastfeeding their baby, titty out and everything, and there's nothing wrong. It's just them being, it's nothing wrong. But for somebody else, it's an issue. Oh, hell no, cover yourself the fuck up. That's other people. And I don't know why people are like that. Because with me, I'm not thinking perverted thoughts. So when if I see somebody naked or a whole man naked, it's not going to bother me. And
You
now if
want to
that
see me
naked
naked.
now, if that naked man start touching himself and start doing weird shit, that shit will gross me the fuck out. But if it's something innocent where, for whatever reason, it's a walking crazy naked man, I'm gonna just be like, this, I'm not gonna be disgusted. I'm not gonna feel no type of way because at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me. What bothers me is when people are being creepy about it. Like, say, for example, if I was in public breastfeeding and I see somebody staring at me, I'm not gonna want to breastfeed no more because that shit makes me feel disgusted. But it would be nice to be able to breastfeed and people mind their fucking business, you know?
But that adds to the whole argument of breastfeeding out in public. Why do you want to do
That's
that out
only
in
in the
public?
United States. The thing about it is that in Jamaica, like I said, I met my husband's sister for the first time and she's breastfeeding. Like, hey, how you doing? Titty all out. You know?
And a lot of females don't feel no bones about that. Oh, it's
And
natural and it,
the
it
thing
is a
about
natural
it,
thing. But what if some guy walks up and honks you on your titty with your and it's in your baby's
see,
mouth?
then that nigga needs to go to jail because he's clearly a pervert. You don't come up to no, what you said if the guy comes up to you and do what?
Honk honk.
On your breast. He ain't got no business touching me. You supposed to be 6 feet away first and foremost. So what do you like? Come on, like at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. It's that like that type of madness. Like I said, if you as you know, it's crazy because within like the Islam or Muslim religion, they separate the woman from the men because they feel like the women are a distraction to the men. And I'm like, men should be able to control themselves. And that's, I've been around a lot of Jamaicans, like literally. I could be around my husband's friends and we went to the beach and now I'm changing off my clothes, body out. His friends right there seeing all my goods. It's not anything perverted about it. Because he's like, oh, he's getting dressed, I'm getting dressed, we minding our fucking business. We just happen to be within the vicinity. Now, if you somebody and you sitting there and you start looking like while the person is getting dressed, undressed, you looking, you seeing a dick. You looking like, oh shit. You just looking. Why are you even looking for that long? So you're the problem. To me, if you look and you see
You
something
know what?
unpleasant, you don't
You know what
focus
that
on it.
puts
You
me in
don't
the mind of?
what?
When on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, when Phaedra and Apollo were still married, and the whole group, they do these fucking trips out of the country. And I don't know why, so they can fight in another country. They're in, I think it was Antigua, and they went on like it wasn't a safari, but like a boat trip, like a yacht trip, and they went swimming up underwater in a cave or something like that. So everybody had on swimsuits. So Apollo, he wasn't even paying attention. Apollo, he was, getting his life vest on, and he's cut, he's ripped, but the camera shot over and they caught Kenya looking at Apollo like, mind you, Kenya's with her man. Phaedra's looking the other way, but Kenya's over here looking like, and
Just staring.
Candy caught it. So I
Her
understand,
man
like,
ain't even catch it.
I understand why females be like, bitch, don't look at my man, don't look at my nigga, don't look. Or TT Quay, I forgot his name on Instagram. He had a skit, and his dude, he was going TT's dude, he was going out the house to the gym, and he had one of those little string muscle shirts on, and she made him put on another shirt that said "Look away, ho." So
That's
I understand
hilarious.
because bitches be looking, and that
You
whole
know,
drama
it's crazy because
follow.
girls do, especially when they see your man and they admire your man. That's exactly when they actually gonna be trying to slide up in your
But
man DM,
then,
trying to tempt
but
him, and
then
then
that whole drama ensued with Kendra and Apollo because Apollo had receipts that Kendra was trying to suck his dick or some shit like that. So yeah, girl, bitches
what?
be creeping, and I'm gonna be in jail.
And it's fucked up because men fall for it every time, and that's because they
They
always
fall
think
for it like
they fall
dumbass.
for it every time. They really think the grass is green. I don't know if they be thinking the grass is greener, but a lot of the times they think the grass is greener, or they want to have their cake and eat it too. Because even though like they can know they're not leaving a woman, but they still gonna have their cake and eat it too. Shit is
Mm.
crazy, baby. Shit is crazy.
So what's the last topic? Andrew
Oh, let me say
there's a
this with
bucket
the
and
Cardi
a
B and
mop for this wet ass bussy.
did you
Hey.
wait before? Did you see the Cardi B live though? What did she say about the situation? Because that's the one
I
thing I
didn't see
didn't
the
see.
lie. Because here's the thing, Lovely T told her to stay the fuck off the internet. So she went live.
Why would she tell her this? They said Cardi
You
B went live, and Cardi B, she went live to address the fact that it's a situation where it's not because he has an outside baby. Like a lot of people, oh, we got to talk about this. A lot of people were saying that she was getting, I'm talking really fast, right? Because I want to get this out. But they were saying that she was getting a divorce because he probably has an outside baby. And what you have to keep in mind, and like this is why I have to think about stuff like this too. I mean, well, I'm in a long distance relationship, but I'm married, right? But they were saying that it's a situation where even if he does have an outside baby, a lot of the time they come after the wife for money. You understand? So if she has an
Mhm.
outside baby and then they want to get child support, mind you, they're going to be looking at his wife's income and his income, and Cardi going to be having to pay child support for that child. So a lot of the times, what they were saying was that his ship is sinking and she's abandoning ship because she's trying to go to the top, and this nigga now going out there and having baby mamas is going to take out child support on him. Because that's all these hoes doing is fucking you, setting you up to get pregnant. Because we was just talking about this last week with like Keith Chief, baby mama, how she be people like her be setting up niggas with money to get pregnant. And then next thing you know, when they had the baby, child support. I messed up my lips. Yeah, but how do you feel about, like, do you think that, well, I don't think that, well, I don't think there's a baby. She said it's not a baby. I'm sure if there was
She
a
said
baby, the
it's not
baby,
a baby. I
yeah,
think
because
trying to
she addressed it.
I think people are trying to pin a baby on Offset, especially the blogs, because it'll make the story more a little bit, drama filled and sensational. But like, I think she just filed for divorce because they like females. I want females to realize when you have a baby with somebody and you barely even know them, it's going to be hard, and then you're not gonna fuck with each other after a while. And like, I really don't think they even do each other like that. You can love somebody all you want, but if you're not meant to be with that person and you're not equally yoked, then it's just the ending is just going to be disastrous. Like,
Yeah, the thing about it is that it could be that, but then a lot of the times, like, this is why I respect Will and Jada, because they admit that they actually went to counseling together to figure out their shit, to work their relationship out to where they both could live and be peaceful and happy. And a lot of black people are not thinking that they need to invest into stuff like that because they don't think that, oh, I'm not crazy. I don't need a counselor. And y'all fucking up whole ass homes. Way too many kids. White people, they go to counseling and keep their family together. Y'all breaking up whole ass homes because y'all don't want to work on. Because a lot of the times, guys that have communication problems, they need to learn how to communicate properly. Because a lot of guys do not. And then a lot of guys don't want to do the work because it's like you going back to school, but to learn how to become a better person. And a lot of people don't even want to become better because they don't think there's nothing wrong with them, which is the fucking problem. Like, if somebody come to
that's
me and
the
they be like, Juanita,
problem.
you curse too much, which I kind of do curse too much, I'm gonna be like, you know what, you right. I'm gonna work on that. That's me. I'm not gonna be like, fuck you, I don't gotta fucking work on shit, bitch. Some people are like that. Some people are exactly like that. And those kind of people are the problem. Those kind of people are either going to sit there and be like, fuck you, bitch, I don't got to work on nothing, or they're going to sit there and be quiet and be looking at you like, okay,
But
I ain't
that's
changing
that's
shit. You're
and I don't want
crazy.
to blame this on women, but women, you have to be careful who you lay down with, because that person might have a psychological problem to where he might not think what he does is wrong. And you really need to figure out his thinking pattern when it comes to infidelity, monogamous relationships, open marriage, whatever. Because if he steps out and he thinks that he did it because he can, or he's apologetic but then he still doesn't, there's something fucking wrong with him.
You know what
Because
it is?
why do he
Guys,
think that
they
he
be
can do
young.
that and I'm not going to react to it?
And that's the thing. A lot of guys, they be young and they be confused. But then a lot of guys, they really want to have their cake and eat it too. And that's because they're taught from so young that having multiple women means, like, sometimes guys, and it's crazy because my daughter's father tell me this. They talk to girls, they be like, new pussy is always gonna be new pussy. So every time they meet a new girl, they just want to see if they can still bag that girl, if they can still get her to give it up. Like, they be having whole wives and whole girlfriends, you know, and they still, it's crazy because Nika and I said, she said you could be doing everything in the book, you could be doing it all right, and the nigga still gonna go out and cheat. Sometimes that's unfortunately the case. That's unfortunately the case. And that's because these niggas, they don't know how to keep their dick in their pants. And they don't realize that that in itself, you need counseling, buddy. You can't not fuck. You need counseling, buddy. Some people can't, your woman goes through childbirth and she needs to be rested for what, 6 to 12 weeks, no sex. They nigga can't even wait the 6 to 12 weeks. They go out and get it somewhere else.
And
And
if
that's
that's
fucked
the case,
up.
if you feel like you need to do that, we need to get a divorce, because you obviously have no self-control.
That's the thing. And when you tell them there's something, honestly, I had that problem in my past relationship. That's why I'm glad with my husband. He don't cheat, but we still got issues. He don't cheat, but we still got like communication issues. But then again, we have a long distance relationship. So what can you
I'm trying to
expect?
figure out how the hell do y'all have communication issues? Like T&T be tripping, AT&T be tripping. Like,
Nah, when I say communication issues, it's like he doesn't open up and express himself like the way how I would want him to. Like he's kind of like closed off, you know?
okay,
Yeah, like to me, it's like he doesn't. And even with me, say for example, you see, like I could talk about anything. I could literally and I'm like a dreamer, and I like to talk about brainstorming. I be having all these ideas and stuff, and it's like he can't keep up with me. Like my mind, I'd be like, babe, what do you think? He'd be like, I don't know. I'd be like, what do you mean you don't know? Use that fucking brain. Like think about it. Sometimes he doesn't want to think. Like sometimes he has his moments where he'd be like, all right, we'll talk and we'll strategize and we'll business plan. But see, he's like I'd be in a zone to talk. Like it could be like fucking 4 in the morning, and we wake up and be like, oh, I got this idea. Like I'm not gonna wake up out, I'm not gonna wake up out my sleep. But I'm saying if I was up at 4 in the morning already, I would be talking about shit like that. But I like my sleep though. But yeah, it's just stuff like that. Like me, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a hustler, and with him, to me, he kind of he likes working for people. I don't mind working for people, but I don't want to work for people forever. You understand? So
I
and then not
understand.
everybody want to hustle. Not everybody want to be up at 3 in the morning, dreaming. And that's what I want. The only thing is that with me, sometimes I feel like if it's a situation where like I take off, I need him to keep up. You feel me? Because I like, I got the hair thing, I got the TLC thing, I got this, I got that, because I'm always wanting to find more ways to make more money. And I'll be willing, I Forex trade, I do all this shit, I do my research, and I figure shit out. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be sitting down waiting for a check my whole life, like from somebody to pay me on a paycheck, on a payroll.
Mm-hmm.
They say have 7 streams of income. I want 10 because 10 is my favorite number. That's just me though. I grew up on Section 8 food stamps. Now, let me dream, okay? Let me just
Go
dream. That's why,
ahead.
that's no, it's crazy because a lot of people be like, oh yeah, because I go so hard. And I'm like, people don't even understand. Like, I need to go hard because I ain't going back where I came from, motherfuckers. And I ain't fucking for the money either. And I ain't scamming for the money either. So, yes, I go hard. I go
I
hard
might scam.
hunting.
I might scam a couple of niggas, to listen. I don't know. Anyway,
You
let's
said what?
move on. Andrew
Yeah,
Gillum
next
and
topic.
the wet ass
Oh,
bussy.
yes. Yes, let's talk about this bussy.
Yes.
This
Andrew Gillum
bussy.
and his wife, they went on Tamron Hall and they did an interview. And excuse me, they did an interview about the earlier findings this year of him being in that bathroom. Everybody saw the pictures. He was lying naked in the bathroom
I didn't
with
even see,
clothes
what's
on.
crazy because we talked about it, but I never saw the pictures. And I don't want to see the pictures. But I heard that he was basically caught with somebody who was drugged up and the person died, or did they just overdose?
They overdosed.
But they didn't die from the overdose. They were just
No,
taken
they
to
didn't
emergency
die.
care.
They
Yeah, so
didn't die.
basically, and then the 2 guys that he were with were supposedly
Sex
homosexuals.
workers. Yes, of course.
Homosexual sex workers. So they were male
Yeah,
sex workers.
yeah.
And he said, I heard the interview in one of the videos that you sent, and they said that he basically, well, I think it was him saying that he was just in a very vulnerable state. When he say vulnerable, does he mean he just got drunk and it wasn't what it seemed? Or what
No,
was he saying?
he wanted another man to hold him.
Whoa, interesting. So when he said vulnerable, I was like, okay, maybe he was just drunk. It wasn't what it seemed. So when you're saying he
Oh,
said vulnerable,
these drugs
I'm
make you feel
vulnerable, and I have,
so like
it's
that.
crazy because I be feeling vulnerable because I have a man that's all the way overseas. But you think that I'm gonna go lay with somebody else, whether it be male, woman? No, no, I'm gonna go like if I could get on the plane and go to my man, I would. But I'd rather just go home and hug my pillow. The fuck? Good thing I got kids too, because they come in handy. They come in handy. You could never be alone when you got 2 kids that annoy you for the rest of your life. Not for the rest of your life, but
Mhm.
at least for a long time.
But he did come out as bisexual, which
Oh,
people already knew. Now, a lot of people want to know, did his
did his
wife know
wife know? Oh,
did his wife know that he was
Virgo,
bisexual?
Virgo shit.
Yes. Did
Did the
his wife
wife
know that he
know?
was bisexual before or after they got married? And is she okay with it? I don't think I don't think she actually answered that question. But can you be married? Well, I know the answer with you, but ladies out here in the world, can you be married to somebody who has disclosed to you their bisexuality, because I don't
Hold
think
up,
you
how do
did it
you know
until
my
far.
answer? You never asked me that question.
Oh, so you fuck with niggas that take dick?
First of all, no, I'm not gonna fuck with no nigga that take dick. But I'm saying, if you are with a man, right? You're with a man. And then for whatever reason you find out like you're in love with him, like you're really in love with him. But you find out like he comes to you and opens up and is like, "Hey, I also like guys." You could take that as an opportunity to be like, "You know what? Let's have threesomes. Let's keep it freaky." Shit like that.
No,
But
he wants a
honestly,
threesome with you and another guy, and the other guy is taking him. It's not the other guy, you taking the other guy. The other
ah,
guy is taking him. Your man
now,
is a buyer.
honestly, I really, I couldn't, it's hard to say, but like I said, when you love somebody, and you find out something like that, like, do you just leave them? Like, it's not easy for me to just leave them because at the end of the day, now if he decides like, oh yeah, it's a situation where he wants to be with a man and he doesn't want to be with me and he wants to leave, I can't control him. He can go. But if he's
Here's
like,
my
oh babe,
thing.
but if
If
he's like,
you're
babe, I still
if you're
love you, I still want
bisexual,
you. What?
if you're bisexual and you feel like you need to do whatever, you need to feel that appetite of other men, not women, other men, while you're with me.
Yeah, that's a problem. See, say for example, if he's saying he's attracted to men. See, this is the thing. If his wife knows about it and she's okay with it, that's on her. But with me personally, I'm like, if it's a situation where we're together and you're attracted to, the opposite sex, same sex, whatever the case is, you have to let me know that that's what you're about to do. Because this way, if that's what you're about to do, that means clearly you don't want me because I didn't agree to be in a relationship that's like, what is it called? What is it called when they have multiple partners? Polygamy?
Polyamorous
Yeah,
or an open
polygamy.
marriage.
But it's called polygamy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't sign up for polygamy. So if that's the case, like yeah, it would be an issue. Now if it's a situation where he's like trying to make it well, honestly, I don't know. I can't really say, but I'm saying like the love that I have for my husband. If he came to me with something like that, I wouldn't say like, oh, we're over, we're done, I'm done with you. Because I would be like, okay, do you feel like, do you still want to work on the relationship? If he's like, yes, I'm gonna be like, so what do you think like is gonna happen from here? Do you feel like you can only be with me? If he's like, no, then I'm like, well, if you want to be with other people, are you going to invite these other people into the bedroom? I mean, I've never done nothing like that, but like I said, I love my husband to where I would consider it, but at the same time, it's like this. If he can go out and do what he wants, then I can go out and do what I want too. But I don't want that type of relationship. It's too much shit going around to be fucking with multiple people. You understand? So that's why I feel
Here's the
like
thing.
he would have
It's
to
a
just leave. We would have to just end it if he can't have only me. He can like the more he wants, but he gotta have only me.
Here's the thing. It's a lot of women walking around and their vaginas smell like boo boo because they know their men like the opposite sex, and because they're living a certain type of lifestyle, they're letting their men do them on their own.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of rappers, basketball players, white, black, doesn't matter. A lot of women who look the other way because of a lifestyle. Now,
Now I'm not.
depending on,
I respect communication. That's what I respect. If I know about it, and it's crazy because my cousin is like that though. But I get what you go ahead.
I get it if a woman knows about it and she doesn't care, okay. But if she knows about it and she gets humiliated publicly, she'll probably still leave, hopefully.
I have someone who's close to me, and she's the type. Like honestly, I couldn't be this type of woman because like I just can't. I can't even fake it. But she was basically saying like her man likes to have sex a lot. And she was like, it's to the point where she's okay if he wants to go out and get it somewhere else because she doesn't want to lay down with him. Me, personally, if my man, like, first of all, I don't think I would even fall in love with a guy whose sex drive is out of my league because I'm a very like low when it comes to sex, mind you. It's been oh shit, I've been celibate for over a year. I haven't seen my husband for over a year now. But a lot of people can't do stuff like that. I mean, you are the exception to the rule, young lady. But a lot of people, especially our age and our age group. A lot of people cannot go this long without having sex. You know that, right?
I hear it, but I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either because I'm like, it just to me, it's like you know how in the Avatar with the movie, at least this is the way I understood it. Remember how when they made it, they actually connected to each other and they would sync to each other, and it was just that one person they would sync to. Anyways, I be feeling like that with myself. Like I'm synced to one person only. So as far as like me
Oh, I
wanting
got
to
a booger on my
build,
nose.
girl, as far as me wanting to build and stuff, like I can't see myself out there sleeping with multiple people. That's how I am. But like I said, I'm not judging nobody because to each his own. For real, for real. Some people just can't be satisfied by one person. And me, I feel like one person is more than enough because some of these niggas really be wanting to fuck like bunny rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
Really. But like I said, honestly, I don't know, but I'm married and I don't see myself like if he cheats on me and I gotta find out that way, yeah, I don't think ain't no coming back from that shit. I don't think so. But now if you had an open communication, you knew what your husband was about, you knew he was doing shit like that, then what can you be mad over? It's like you know a lot of the times within your relationship, you guys are friends first, and then everything else after. That's how it's supposed to be. So you're supposed to have that open, honest communication. Now, when you can't have open, honest communication, that's just as bad as fucking cheating. Because if you're not having open, clear, honest communication, then you could definitely very well be out there cheating. Any other topics, or did we cover everything? Oh,
Yes.
I think we covered everything. Yeah. And plus, it's been an hour and a half. So yeah, we're done. All right. So before we get off, I'm gonna leave you guys with a positive, inspirational message before we leave.
Do that. Do that. Do that.
Yeah. Oh, so the card it fell in the that's one with the card that fell. It says true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. So basically, this is just a reminder to everyone out there that sometimes you gotta feel the shit that you're feeling. Don't fucking sit there and act like shit don't bother you because when you sit there and act like things don't bother you, you never really heal from it. You'll just keep reliving in the past. You gotta heal so that you could really and truly move forward in life. That's the message
That.
for today, y'all.
All right. Well, that concludes this week's episode. I have to remember to. Somebody asked me if I'm still live. Yep, I'm still live. I have to remember
Very
to
well.
upload the episodes on our YouTube, but please subscribe to our YouTube page.
Oh, you
Please
haven't been
let me
uploading
know.
them because I know we got a couple of subscribers now. I was like, oh,
Yeah, we have
because we have like one and we have like eight now. Yeah, exactly. We had
eight,
one. And I'm like, oh
eight
shit, we got seven
subscribers.
over here. We got
Eight subscribers.
seven.
Eight
I'm like,
subscribers.
it's not much, but hey, you got to start from some fucking where.
Of course, of course.
Oh shit.
But I gotta go and cook dinner, and you got to tend to them kids. Um, and we will see y'all next week. Y'all stay blessed, stay black, and fuck the police.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.